151, can I get a backup 415 with man with a gun, 5868 Estrella?
Any unit in the vicinity, 2861 is requesting a backup air unit supervisor for 415 man with a gun, 5868 Estrella Avenue.
Cover 51, officer, shot fired. We're going to be 59 with blue, Gonzalo, suspect to the rear. We're in a blue shirt, he's armed with a handgun.
All units, officer needs help, 5868 Estrella Avenue, shots fired. Any air unit come in on 77 frequency.
My expectation of 77th Street was a traditional division where respect is earned, not just given, where everybody works hard and everybody's expected to work hard. They told me, if you want to work, you want to be a police officer, you come to 77th Division.
As I've told the guys in my roll call, you either live with it or you leave. It's one of the two.
The people that work here are here because they want to be here. People that don't want to be in 77th don't stay here very long.
I remember my first night working here. I went to 3 homicides in 8 hours of work. I ended up in an A car with a brand new probationer. So we were struggling together, learning the division. We learned real fast because you had to.
There's a lot of tradition here at 77th. This is the best division in the city. This is where you learn to be a police officer.
Our motto is "The tradition continues," and it's something that officers take very seriously. The expectations are that you come here, you work hard, because that is the reputation that this division holds.
A lot happens in this great division. I think it's been happening for a long, long time, and that's what I think makes it unique to be a part of this great tradition, this great work. You know, obviously this division has expanded from what it was, a little bit smaller, to now what it is, and the culture.
When I first got here, sitting in the second row, and there was senior P3s in the back row. My classmate and I, because we want to get here early and not disappoint, right? And the tempo in the roll call room, just with those 2 officers sitting behind us, just we knew that the standards were high and the tempo is real.
This is monumental. A lot of things have occurred in this city, and 77th was a part of it.
It is the front line. Front line, Florence and Normandy, start of the riots, the birthplace of the Crips and the Bloods.
If you look back at the history of this place and the officers that have come through here and built the reputation that it has, you feel responsibility to continue that legacy, that tradition, and to not sell yourself short and those that are coming after you short.
Working with these guys who have all this experience, they're like living legends, and be able to learn and feed off of them, grow as a person, also grow as a police officer, and continue the hard work and tradition, because to be here, you're gonna have to work. And if you don't work, you're gonna get called out.
First and foremost, it's the people that are here. Everybody wants to be here. They want to work this division. They have pride in working this division. This is definitely a family, and there's a lot of tradition that exists. And I think that the reason and the family environment that 77th has is probably the reason people stay as long as they do, and probably the reason people come back.
I hear my name being called in the locker room. I didn't know anybody here, and I hear this deep, godly voice calling my name, and I come around the corner, and it's this short little lieutenant. And he said, "Hey, are you Canizales?" And I'm like, "Yes, sir." He says, "Okay, today's your first day here." He goes, "Today you're gonna start growing a mustache." I didn't have a mustache at the time. And he told me, "If you're gonna work this watch, you gotta start growing a mustache." That's why I still have this mustache to today, in honor of Lieutenant Doug Young.
After, 5 or 6 months, they finally put us out in the car, 2 brand new P2 classmates, and they sent us out. I think one of the first cars we worked was 12 Adam 69. And I remember there was an OG sergeant here, Sergeant Art Duran. We'd always see it black and white, parked like a block and a half away. And so one day we finally figured out that it was Sarge. So we're like, "Sarge, why
why do we always see you on our traffic stops? It's like, man, because you guys don't know where you are or what you're doing, and I'm just making sure you don't get your guys self killed. Because we went out and we were working. We were doing everything we could because our whole goal when we got here was we wanted to make gangs or we wanted to make narcotics. Every time we'd be on a stop, we'd look down the street, we'd look for him, and sure enough, he'd be, a block and a half away, just sitting and watching us. And that had a big impression on me, and I still remember.
I remember we used to have well over 100 some odd homicides per year. We would go to a homicide, we would get it ready for the detectives, and you just move on to the next. And in between, you was receiving radio calls or whatever it may be, and you had to handle it. There was no ifs, ands, or buts, you had to handle it.
There are a lot of tenured, very experienced officers here. A year at 77th is dog years. My first day, we had 3 shootings, 1 homicide and 2 ADW shootings. So if you've spent 5-7 years here, you've done most than your peers by a great margin.
Came back as an FTO in 2011 because of my love for the division and just enjoying the fast-paced camaraderie and the challenges that this complex division provides. This division is arguably the busiest and fastest-paced division in the city, if not in the nation. And it's going to challenge you mentally, physically, and emotionally.
77 was one of the toughest divisions to work at. We had a 415 woman with a gun. She put the gun down and ran into the house. So we went in after her. She had actually shot 2 of her kids. One was 4, one was 2. And it was hard going home, because you picture your kids and you see these kids and they're the same age as your children. It was very hard. And ever since then, that's the one that stuck to me for a long time.
Officers are made by exposure. The more you're exposed to things, the more capable and confident you are at doing things. And 77th has everything in allotment.
First day out, my partner and I handled a multi-3 shooting that spanned 2 or 3 blocks with an AK-47. I mean, it was right from the get-go, right? I found out real quick, right? People don't care that you're the police. People don't care they have a badge and a gun. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. So you have to develop certain skill set to deal with that. There were days where we had backup after backup, help calls, barricades, homicides. I mean, we still have those days today, but back in 2004, very different, very active.
You want to be a true Southland copper, you're going to go to 77th Division. Always hearing the radio popping off in 77th Division, it's like, yeah, that's what I want to do.
27th unit,
I grew up in 77th Division. I was very proud to put that uniform on. And even to this day, each time I polish my badge, it's a sense of pride. Started here June of '90, did my probation here. I knew the streets, I knew the environment. Coming back, I was giving back to the citizens and people that I grew up with and the environment that I was familiar with.
I've been on the job since 11/28/94, and I've been at 77th Division since 2005. It's been incredible. It's been incredible. I couldn't think of working anywhere else in the city. All the stuff that we go through over the years, it just you just get a bond with each other, and it's unlike any other place in the city that I've worked, and I've talked to a lot of other people from other divisions. I've taught a lot of people things, and it's made them better, and hopefully it's made the department better.
We are so dedicated to providing service to the community. We were able to reduce our crime stats from the previous year, and each and every Part 1 crime listed the impact you can make with helping others and how great life becomes for people once you reach out and you provide service to them.
There's a relationship that you have with the folks that live here, that work here, that have the confidence in the police here that you're going to help them with their problems. It's an honor. You feel like you're really a part of something that is important, not just to the station, but to the history in LAPD. It's a good feeling.
To be able to represent not only the officers who work here, but to be able to tell their story, going back 100 years, for every man and woman who has walked these hallways, has sat in the roll call room here, who have worked the streets here at 77th and given it their all, who have lost their lives in the line of duty. and for everyone to come here collectively with the same goal to protect and to serve. To see it now, 100 years later, where we're at today, with all these great relationships between community members, our business members, our police officers, our detectives, all our specialized units, having our gang unit go out there and develop relationships with the public, which obviously wasn't a common thing many years ago. To have that, and for me to be able to tell their story and to represent, that's what makes it super honorable for me to represent, and for me, at the last stage of my career on the LAPD, to be able to represent this station, which I believe is the best station within the LAPD.
I'm just excited that I got the opportunity to be part of the history here. I see them more than I see my own family, and I enjoy working at 77th. To me, 77th is home.
I sit in the very front row. That's as a reminder to me that I'm no different than the probationers in the front. So they know that at least when I'm sitting up there, there's an expectation that I have that we all respect each other, including the probationers. As you come in through the back, there's a placard, a sign right above the doors. I truly believe that 77 is the epitome of what a fine police officer is. And hopefully we can continue the tradition for the next 100 years so that, here 100 years from now, you'll have another, P3 or P2 talking about the tradition that we've been able to maintain that went back 100 years.
To show up here and see the work that's being done here, it never stopped. And to now be part of it, as a commanding officer of detectives, to see the work that gets done upstairs and the cases that get filed and the arrests that get made, it's amazing. I can't explain how proud I am to be part of this.
They paid back the past of who and what it meant to be a 77th police officer. It's because of the men and women's pride in what they do. The craft of policing here is second to none across the world, and that's part of what makes 77 special.
When I started here, 77, 35 years ago, I told myself, you're going to retire from 77, and I'm going to stick to my plan whenever I decide to pull the pin.
My children are going to inherit this department, and I hope that one day they could come and work 77th and be like, hey, my mom worked here, and I'm going to work here, and I'm hoping that the tradition continues.
My son, he's expressed interest that he wants to be a police officer for the LAPD, and he's asked me what are the chances that if he was to get hired, that we'd be able to have a day of working together? That got me good. That got me right here. And I couldn't be prouder as a dad that he would want to follow my footsteps.
It's quite an honor, and I feel lucky to end on a high note and end at a place where I know there will always be traditions steeped in the officers and the community here, and it's nice to be a part of that.
Hopefully, with all that said, we can pass the torch to the younger generation and keep that tradition.
How bad do you want this? What are you willing to do to be exceptional at this? Are you willing to go the extra mile? When is the job finished? Is it when you punch a clock, or is it when the job gets done?
You won't ever receive the kind of knowledge that you've received in your time here. Aristotle said you are what you repeatedly do. Therefore, excellence ought to be a habit, not an act. If you're gonna do a job, do it right. No matter how rough the sea, you keep standing. No matter what, you don't give up.
The average American will meet 10,000 people in their lifetime. Changing the world can happen anywhere at that darkest moment of the mission, in an environment of constant stress, chaos, failure, and hardships. Is a time when you need to be calm, when you must be calm, when you must be composed, when all your tactical skills, your physical power, and your inner strength must be brought to bear. If you want to change the world, you must be your very best in the darkest moments.